And now, our feature presentation.
To infinity and beyond!
My name's Bond. James Bond.
That'll do, Pig.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Show you with the box. Who's in the box?
Ew! Get off of me!
A lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
Houston, we have a problem.
You think you're fast enough?
Been faster than you my whole life.
Think you're quick enough? Huh?
I just reached my peak.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome in to 52/1995, a live movie conversation podcast where we dive deep into the movies of the year 1995. I'm your host, Cody. Thrilled to be joined again by this wonderful person, Steven, to discuss the movie The Quick and the Dead. If you are tuning in for the very first time, welcome in. We're glad that you're here. Every week, 52 to be exact, we explore a different film from the year 1995. We usually dive deep into this year's important releases. We discuss them in detail, and then I chat with my guests about anything that about their thoughts, experiences with this movie, and then anything else that they may be watching or listening to or reading or whatever. We just do that. Anyway, we're starting a new theme this month. Usually we do a theme every month. And this one I didn't really have a good theme for because they were all such different movies. And I really wanted to include all these movies this year. So it's just called Something for Everyone, where every one of our movies is just a grab bag of genre films from the year 1995. So you get what you get.
The leftovers.
The leftover. That's a good one. If I ever have this kind of thing again, Leftovers is a good name for it. But before we get into The Quick and the Dead, Steven, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this one. I think it was unique in that, Joseph we went to see The Beths last night, and I had already watched it, and then we kind of put it back on this morning. Zoomed through a few things, but I think this is one of the first that I've watched twice.
Yeah,
almost all the way through. Now
that you've done a lot of these with me. Do you think watching it twice helps?
Yeah, this movie I think for me was very unique, and because not to skip ahead to the end basically and say I think I would have given it a pretty low rewatchability. I'm not racing back to it, but yet enjoyed it much more on the second watch.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it for those who haven't seen it. But I don't know that I'd recommend it if you have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing.
I wonder. So I go back and forth sometimes. Some movies I will watch, usually only once. It depends on how familiar I am with it or how well I watch it the first time around. Because sometimes, we are slaves to our phones, and things are always going on in the background, whether it's outside noise, inside noise, your phone in your hand. So you don't really sit down and pay attention in the way, think critically sometimes about it. Not that that's how you have to enjoy a movie on a critical basis or anything. Sometimes you just
Well, I think one thing that I've learned from just doing this with you and from you and my brother in particular is can also kind of be a slave to your own expectations. And when you put something like this on and you're kind of expecting a serious Western and then it's silly. I feel like I had a similar, I think it was True Lies that we did together.
Yeah.
Where I was expecting this to be more serious. But then as it went on and I realized they were embracing the kind of silly action.
Yeah.
I felt like I had that experience on the rewatch. It was oh, okay, so now I know this is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what to expect. It's yeah, that makes sense.
The expectation, I like being, what I'm trying to do is get more of just be in it for the whatever experience it is and not really let your expectations mess it up.
Yeah, that is. I read something recently about Roger Ebert, and if you are, a kid like us, we know who Roger Ebert is. We grew up knowing who, Two Thumbs Up and all that stuff. But one thing that he said, or one thing that he does every time he watched a movie, is he watches it from the perspective of what was the intention behind making this movie. It's not my expectation. It's the intention of what is being brought in front of me. Who did it? What was the message that they were trying to convey? Did they nail that? And I think I get away from that a lot of times. And what you're saying about expectations, like, I mean, I put this list out and there are some times where I'm like, God, I don't want to watch that movie. We had a whole month of just bummer movies that I was like, not in the mood for.
Yeah.
I have to sit down and slog through. It's like, it feels like homework sometimes when you're watching it like that. And then you're going to be maybe a little bit more negative depending on the mood you're in. And so I just read that about Ebert recently. And that's, a big reason that people love him or stick by him is because he's coming at it from a view of like, okay, here's what your intention was as the filmmaker. Here's how you want the audience to react. And did I react the way that you wanted me to?
And I think that almost has to be said for this movie. And I also love that we've been doing this long enough now, you and I, that the more I thought about this movie, I was like, okay, we get a little dash of Basketball Diaries and This Boy's Life, Leo.
Yeah.
We get some Casino, Sharon Stone, and then we did Tombstone. Like, I'm pretty sure the only other Western you've done, I did with you.
It's Tombstone, and then I'm trying to think, was there another one? And I don't think so.
I looked through and I don't think there has been. So it's like the only two Westerns we've done together.
Yeah.
We just did Casino. We've done a lot of Leo together. And so this kind of feels like a culminate. I also know that both of us love Royal Tenenbaums, mainly hugely because of Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
So like I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, good. That's awesome. I'm jazzed because I wasn't sure because I didn't have anybody down for this week, and I was like, I don't know, and see if Steven's my guy for this. But I'm so thankful that you said that you would do this. So this was your first time watching this?
First time watching it for sure.
Okay, and we've watched Tombstone together. Great note. Do you like Westerns?
I do. I grew up on them. Like my mom's dad was a huge John Wayne fan to the point that there was like, he had his picture on the wall. We watched a ton of like Bonanza. I saw The Good, Bad, and Ugly. I mean, he liked Clint Eastwood as well. I mean, my family kept Bonanza and like Andy Griffith on and stuff like that, which I know Andy Griffith's not a Western.
No, but it's the same. It's the same vibe. If your grandpa is watching Bonanza, he's also watching Andy Griffith. Like
yeah.
Green Acres maybe is a stretch even for that, but like yeah.
And then there's some modern ones that I really enjoy too. Like we'll talk about that later. But there's some more modern Westerns that I've seen in the last 10, 15 years that I really enjoyed. So that's what I think that's kind of my process going into this movie, right? You and I both love Letterboxd. And so I pull it up and I look at the cast and I see that cast and I'm like, this is about to be a series, like a John Wayne-esque, a Clint Eastwood-esque, like straightforward Western. Especially because I think the older one, I read a little bit about the older one. As I tried to stream this one, I was running into the 87 one.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, this is going to be a traditional classic kind of style Western, and definitely got something else.
Yeah. Very, very different than the Louis L'Amour based book from the 87. I got into it. Yeah. I thought I had found a place streaming this movie, and it just turned out to be the 87 one. And I was like,
I think it's important too. Like, I'm interested in your background on. So, have you seen this before?
So yes, and this is an important reason around why I chose this movie was because I loved this movie growing up.
Okay.
Because I only ever saw this movie on TV, and which I'll get into because there are parts of this movie where I was like, oh, that wasn't in my version of this.
Yeah.
And there's
you had the edited version.
I had a way edited version, but the concept of like, I mean, at this age, we've probably seen Mortal Kombat. We've already done that as a movie. Mortal Kombat. It's a tournament of fighters. And to see that concept in like the West, the Wild West, and it be a like gun battle, that seems so cool to me. Especially as a kid growing up, like that was just
you wanted
amazing.
to be the kid, huh?
Oh yeah,
like,
and it's a great combination of like bringing my dad and my grandpa's world of westerns into, hey, like Mortal Kombat's a video game and there's about this fighting tournament or whatever, and like combining them into this movie. So I loved this movie growing up.
So now, on rewatching it, you've seen the Evil Deads, I would assume. So that's a big part of our conversation. Is I've never seen those, and so in the aftermath of watching it, and getting on Letterboxd and being Sam Raimi,
Yeah.
it was like I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But now I do.
Now you do.
Yeah, now I do.
Yeah, Sam Raimi. This is honestly the first Sam Raimi film or movie that I ever watched was this one, not knowing anything about directors or anything like that. And then I think the next one, even I think I had seen all these weird Sam Raimi movies that come out during the 90s, which 90s to 2000, which is this movie, A Simple Plan, starring Billy Bob Thornton and Bill Paxton, For Love of the Game, a baseball movie, and then this weird movie called The Gift that the only reason I'm pretty sure I saw it was because Katie Holmes does Full Frontal in that, and I was 13 years old.
Who wasn't a Katie
2000.
Holmes fan at that age?
Seriously though, year 2000, yep.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just being my teenage self, those were the 4 movies that I had seen up until that time. And then I learned about Evil Dead and Army of Darkness and Darkman after he did the Spider-Man franchise. The first 3 Spider-Men that we all know, with Tobey Maguire. He did those, and then you suddenly are like, oh, this guy is famous because of some movie called Evil Dead. Let me go back and do some research on Mr. Sam Raimi, and then I fell in love with Sam Raimi and all of his friends that he always worked with. So, yeah, he's great. Which I'm excited that you are now in a Raimi kind of way.
Yeah, I really liked that very first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, so I'd love to go back and watch that as well as like the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah.
Now that I've been introduced.
I almost don't know if you should go through Evil Dead in the right order, but I think you could still get it.
Yeah.
Get everything that you need. Evil Dead 2 is my personal favorite out of that series. So, and you don't really there's no like continuity except between 2 and 3. So you could get away with just doing those 2 if you wanted to. But no, I'm glad that you kind of come into this now. You like watched it twice and get a little bit of the Sam Raimi thing just from like film people on Letterboxd and around the internet. Sam Raimi is one of those like internet ones that people were really gung-ho about, like in the early stages of the internet. People loved Sam Raimi in the same way that people love the X-Files, and people like.
And that's where like you have always been my guy. Like if I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and there was any movie question, you've always been my guy since college. You and Daniel Leathers. Like I feel like you picked up where Daniel Leathers left off, and just like a lot of the big introduction for me of like movies I would have still maybe never heard of if it wasn't for that guy. And you picked up there, and you come from a place where you know directors, and so. Like, I feel like I'm very behind on the Sam Raimi stuff. I've seen a lot of his. I even think maybe I've seen the first Evil Dead. But it never, they're not, those movies are not connected in my head through him being the director.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a person like you, maybe even Dement, like he seems, man, he knows a ton about not just cast but crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really, I mean, that's something I'm picking up. Like I was saying, picking up on as we do all of these. It's like, oh, this guy did this movie and this movie, and like doing the research and stuff like that, and looking at the cast. I think you start to connect the dots. And it is, although I'm like way behind on that, it's nice to kind of like catch up a little bit.
It's almost like a sickness that you're describing, that you're just getting worse and worse because of me. Not worse and worse, but like it is the thing. It is like you say, like, oh, this film looks really good. Why does it look good?
Mhm.
Oh, I'll look up the cinematographer. Oh, it's this guy. What else has he worked on? And then you can like notice little things, especially if you watch the same directors over and over, like Coen Brothers or Wes Anderson, especially
That would be the one for me. Like, I still don't know that I would see, and this, you know, again goes back to a different kind of brain that would see a Christopher Nolan movie and then see another Christopher Nolan movie and just know by the directing that these two were my brain doesn't work like that. Besides with like Wes Anderson is the example of that for me.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before, and I have a hard time not being biased towards his movie because he is the only one that I feel that way about.
And that does it. And does it like if somebody tried to duplicate him, it's not even close to as good. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen some like tries at the framing, and it's his. It belongs to him almost. So even if you do it perfectly, it's like, they did it like Wes Anderson.
Yeah, and it makes more sense when you think about it. Like every director kind of has a thing that they do, and you even if you think of them like artists, like an actual like painting artist, it's like, oh, Van Gogh does his style like this, and then the Sunday in the Park one is like pointillism or whatever, and it's done in this way. In the same vein as you have all these directors, you can go, oh, this is a Fincher movie because of this hue, or he's taking this kind of tone with it. You're like, oh, Fincher. Here's a Spielberg.
In the same way, like every wrestler had their finishing move.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And again, that's what
signature move.
Surratt, thank you. I could not think of. I wanted to say Méliès so bad. Surratt, thank
Perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's freaking sick, man. No, it's fascinating to think about, and that's like. I know that there are people out there critiquing movies. We critique movies all the time and we think about them, but you always have to come at them like, this is subjective. This is maybe I don't like this certain thing that they're doing, but it is very like they're expressing themselves. And now you can find movies that aren't trying to be art at all. And that in itself is its own style of art. No, it's fascinating. I love it. Yeah. I love getting to learn more, precise things like what you're talking about, so that when I go to or attend an Oscar watch party and somebody says, oh, how do you know that person's going to win this or win best cinematography, and be like, because it was the best cinematography, which means this, and this. He did that better than the other four, instead of reading it on like a blog or something, which is something that I've definitely been prone to do and try and seem smarter than other people. And I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to win this year. Why? I don't know. I just read it.
Well, I think you said it before, and we could stay here and never talk about the movie, the game, just the politics of the Academy. I feel like you've been watching another thing that you've been watching and paying attention long enough that you understand the politics of it. But I think one of the advantages I do have is I think there is a little bit more objectivity in not knowing.
Yeah.
This movie didn't get any bonus points on first watch because Sam Raimi directed it.
Yeah,
so which is good. Like really liking a director and being like, they can do no wrong. You know, that's the way I feel about Wes Anderson. Like people talk about, like Life Aquatic or Isle of Dogs, and it's not their favorite. And it's like, those are some of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
But I also think on the inverse of that, you could like not like a director and not give movies a full chance because you didn't like the way they directed this.
Yeah, I get that way with like some musicals. Like I hate Andrew Lloyd Webber, And he's one of the most famous people ever.
I hate Andrew Lloyd
I hate
Webber.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, and if he did anything great, I'll never know because I don't care.
Yeah.
It's that kind of.
I've decided I don't like anything he does.
Yes, I'm out on him.
Yeah.
Cats be damned, or whatever else he did. Get out. Like not worth
Get out of here.
Get out of here, man. No, I'm glad to talk about that too, because if we would do this podcast, maybe 20 years ago when I'm at 21, I'll say I'm 21 years old. If you would say, I would 100% come to this movie and be like, it's a perfect movie, 5 out of 5. Sam Raimi could do no wrong, because that's where I was in my life with a guy like Sam Raimi. So I'm thrilled to talk about this one. I think it's a lot more complex movie than what kind of is. Upon a first watch, I think you're probably like, yeah, that was a basic. I mean, there's not a lot of story here. You don't get a ton. So I think it's a lot. There's a lot more in there that I'm excited to talk about, because you're excited to talk about it, which jazzes me up, man. All right, so let's get into it. We've talked 30 minutes, not even 30. We're just good. 20 minutes. We fit it all in 20.
Raimi deserves the respect.
Yeah, we gave some respect. That's good. The Quick and the Dead, it came out February 10th of 1995. It is directed by Sam Raimi. We've talked about for a little bit now. Famous for the Evil Dead movies, more famous probably for the Spider-Man franchise. This movie was written by Simon Moore. He's not really that big of a name. He did go on to direct or to write. What did he write? Oh, Gulliver's Travels, the miniseries. And it won several Emmys, so good on him for that. I most know him from either Gulliver's Travels or this other made-for-TV miniseries called The 10th Kingdom. They're terrible, but I love them so much. It would be great to do an episode just on those kind of movies that came out. This cast includes, Stephen already talked about a couple of them, but star-studded cast. Pretty great cast here. Sharon Stone as Ellen, the Lady McKenzie. I mean, she's really just known as Lady throughout 99% of this movie, so we should probably just refer to her as Lady. Gene Hackman as John Herod. Russell Crowe as Court. Leonardo DiCaprio as the Kid. Keith David in here as Sergeant Clay Cantrell. Lance Henriksen as Ace Hanlon. Mark Boone Jr. in here as Scars. Tobin Bell, who many people probably know as Jigsaw. He's in here as Leonard Dog Kell. Roberts Blossom, a.k.a. the scary man from the Home Alone, or from Home Alone, Doc in this, Doc Walter Wallace. Gary Sinise in a really small part. This Lieutenant Dan himself, just kind of back there. As
just hanging from a rope.
Just hanging. Yeah, he's just hanging out in this movie. Gary Sinise in here. And then Pat Hingle. Most people probably know him from the Batman series. I think he is Commissioner Gordon, or
you probably recognize him from everything.
Everything, yeah. He's kind of just been in.
He's one of those guys. We were talking about somebody else like that recently. Maybe for 7, just one of those guys that's in the background of a lot of movies.
Yeah, Pat Hingle's been around for a long time. I mean, he's an old man actor. A career that spans 54 to 2006. Like, that guy was in everything. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Commissioner Gordon in the Batman franchise in the 90s. So you've seen him in something, I promise.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some other bit players in here that you've probably seen in other things, but I'm going to move forward and say my synopsis here. If you didn't watch the movie, I'll tell you what it's about. A mysterious woman gunslinger, Ellen, saunters into the town of Redemption looking for revenge. Her father was killed by the town's sadistic mayor, Herod, who is in the midst of organizing a quick draw tournament. The lady enters, joining a cast of miscreants and outlaws for a brutal competition in which the loser dies. Among the competitors is the Kid, an upstart who has his own score to settle with Herod. This movie had a budget of $35 million and made $47 million, so it made a little bit of a profit there. It was kind of mixed reactions all around. 62% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.5 on Letterboxd, or 6.5 on IMDb, and a 3.4 on Letterboxd. Roger Ebert, again, kind of middle of the road, gave it 2 out of 4 stars. This movie's story, as you have grasped, isn't much, but The Quick and the Dead is not without its good points. So not the best. And then he goes on to criticize. He goes on to praise Gene Hackman and criticize Sharon Stone, which is interesting because I feel like Sharon Stone's a huge part of this movie getting made in the first place. Matt Ford of BBC said that the whole film has tremendous visual style, and the frequent bursts of violence are delivered with a clever and often hilarious use of special effects. No real legacy with this one. Just kind of the only thing that I would say is this was often viewed as one of Sam Raimi's worst movies, and then now in the recent years, people have gone back to say that this is actually one of his better movies, which I don't know where I sit on that. So, other than that, let's just break every scene down in this movie and talk about every second. So, let's talk about the standout scenes that make it memorable. Steven, I'll start with you.
Man, before we leave synopsis and stuff, I had it in my head the whole time to look up Ace's character and see what else he was in. Dude, you need to look at his IMDb.
Lance Henriksen is from Aliens.
Talk about this dude did a voice in Call of Duty. He's been on American Dad as a voice. He's in Scream 3.
Yeah.
I knew he's in Appaloosa. I mean, yeah, this guy's IMDb. The whole time you were reading that synopsis in the reviews, I was scrolling just through his everything he's done. Wow, what a career.
I don't remember him in the Super Mario Brothers, though.
Right? That's another one. Wait, I don't think I did that one, but you covered that one.
Yes. Oh, he's barely in that movie. Yeah, Lance Henriksen's a pretty big name for this movie, and I think that there's probably some purpose to casting. He's always kind of a bit player in every movie that he's in. That's why he's in all those movies that you saw on his Letterboxd or his IMDb. But I think that's kind of why he's in this. He always kind of plays a cool character, and you get a little bit of that with him in the beginning of this movie. I say beginning because, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my first scene is like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's just the intro to the contestants is what I wrote down. As like we get to meet everybody, and I actually wrote down all the contestants because on the first watch I was like, we didn't get to meet everybody, which we don't. They don't introduce 4: Sparks, Simp, Red, and Montoya. They don't introduce, but we get introduced to Goodson, the Swedish champ, Ace, who we just talked about, fancy guy, the kid who's Leo. We get introduced to Eugene, which I, on second watch, appreciate more how the kid, Leo's character, like calls him out and pulls him into the contest. He says, like, add my friend Eugene. By watching, by the end of the movie, you realize they're not friends. So you got Eugene in it. You got Cantrell, Colonel Cantrell, Spotted Horse, who can't be killed by a bullet. Jail guy that comes in hot. He's got news, man. He's got news.
Yeah, that guy. That's something I'm glad that Scars. Is that who we're talking about there?
Scars, man. He comes in riding hot, walks into the bar, dude flies out of the bar, and he comes out chugging beer.
It's so mean, like when he's talking to Sharon Stone's character at the beginning, like, but man, I did kind of laugh when he went over and pushed that blind kid stuff over.
Oops, I'm so clumsy, I must be blind.
I know I'm not supposed to laugh at that, but I was like,
yeah,
that guy.
Man, he looked rough. They did a great job. Who is that? What's that guy's name? He's in everything too.
Mark Boone Jr. If you've seen him in other things, I'm sure. I don't think he looks as rough. Oh yeah, that guy's in everything. Like,
Sons
look
of
at
Anarchy. He was in the Batman Begins movie, Memento.
Yeah, this guy's been in everything, but he looks rough in this movie. So.
The
So
main
go
thing
ahead.
that confused me is that when they're doing all the signing up, Herod comes in, who we also get introduced to, and I think at that point they have 12, and he's like, "Yeah, that's because my two guys are running an errand for me." So I
Mhm.
made the assumption that both of them signed up, but one of them didn't. Ratsy is the guy who gets his nose broken twice, and he does not sign up. It's the
Oh,
other guy who goes by Foy, and then we meet the preacher, lady, and we've already met by this point Dog Kelly, who is Jigsaw, Tobin.
yes.
So that's the 16 contestants that get signed up in the first 20 minutes of the movie, and we get introduced to all of them
Yeah.
besides the 4.
And we get not just introduced. Well, we get introduced to all of them, and we get a little bit of story with them. We get like hints at why this girl is here, a little bit, like
Mm-hmm.
the just little nuggets of information. You're not really sure. You haven't pieced it together yet, but you get the sense that she's here for a reason other than the money, even though that's what she says she's there for. So.
And here's, man, I kind of had a big question for you, and he just hit it in the chat. If there is a present day draw like this, and you could win $100,000, and you do not have to kill, just have to put the other person down, would you participate? Like, would you if you were good with a gun?
Like now, present day now.
Yeah.
Yes, now, not back then.
Because I think, man, one of the things Leo does at one time where he like drops to his knees, but I think you could like spin move. Yeah. I think there's not a lot of moves. Ha! Boom, boom.
See, but the problem with doing a spin move is if they catch you in the side, that bullet's not as likely to go out. So, like, I would need an exit wound. So,
yeah,
but I'm
true.
super fat, so it might not matter.
Man, I think there's just more room for like, instead of just draw, like spin move draw.
Yeah. And some of those people, like in that first round, we see like clips of the rounds going through. One guy definitely gets killed in that first round.
Yeah.
Because he's like shot in the chest like 4 times.
Yeah, I feel like the first couple, they throw their Montoya's first, and then Stump. Oh yeah, there's like an unnamed like black character. He's like a younger black cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
He gets blasted. I think that's Sparks. I think he was number 3 to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we start getting into our competition, round 1, day 1. And which means 8 people go.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's really only, is it the first round that there's really only, I really only liked one fight from this one.
Which one? I think that's my second scene.
Is Herod versus Ace.
The calling out of Ace is what I have it as. I think my favorite scene in the movie.
Really?
Yeah,
I like it.
I think Gene Hackman crushes in this scene.
And the thing I like is about that we get with Ace is it's such a like red herring, or hey, that this guy is going to be more important. Like, we know who the bad guy is in this movie, but we are also led to assume that Ace is great. He is very full of himself, but if we know anything about Westerns or anything like that, most of the time this guy's a bad dude and he's going to, mess some people up. And so to kick him out first round and just shut him up and kill him, essentially. Pretty awesome move and good swerve, I think. Like,
so between I feel like first round, we lose those 4 we talked about. Then the kid takes out the Swedish Gutzen guy. Herod kills Ace. And man, I like Gene. Man, Gene's so tough in that scene. And then I also love how as soon as Ace goes down, that man, in 30 seconds, he's in his underwear.
Yeah.
They come and strip the body. in a very hilarious way, a very quick and hilarious way.
Scars is just vicious in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to.
So I think Eugene kills one of the 4 unintroduced. Cantrell kills one. Spotted Horse kills one. Let's see. I think Court kills Foy. Court kills Herod's guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like one of the first things. He goes and kills him, and then Ellen or Lady kills Dog Kelly.
Yes, who was the one that challenged him because of the beginning of the movie. I don't even know what her purpose was. Obviously he shot at her first, but why was she running? Why was she riding towards him? I guess. Maybe.
Well, and that's the thing. That's the thing I told Joseph on second watch. I was like, this is what on first watch kind of put me off from the get go. It's like, why? She's not my I don't like her. She just rolled up to this guy digging for gold and attached him to a cart.
Yeah. It's like, why did she do that? It's the West. You're coming up to me. You better say something, be screaming something before I blast you away. I'm trying to hunt for gold.
It's like, man, this is a Saw prequel time travel Western where she goes back in time and tries to prevent Jigsaw from ever existing. So you can understand why I might have been let down by the rest of the movie.
So do you think this is Jigsaw's great-grandfather or grandfather?
Probably so.
Probably.
Huh?
And then, yeah, I like it. She reminded me of Kissing Kate Barlow. That's from the movie Holes. You ever seen Holes?
Holes, yeah. It's fun. I joked about making that a pairing just because they were
because they were just digging holes.
Well, I feel like he even from the get-go, there's a little foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
There in that very first scene, he shoots a hole in her hat.
Oh, so many holes that way.
So many holes.
Many holes.
Holes.
All these holes.
Holes in me.
So yeah, the first round goes really good, but I think that that Herod versus Ace is the best part of that. Herod calling him out for being a liar. Ace has just been lying the entire time. I am curious about Ace's motivation in this. If you're not good at all, why would you be entering? I would be, a couple states over claiming that I already won this thing. That's more of Ace's MO to me.
I feel like he's been doing this and he finally got caught up. He's been going town to town, pretending to be, and it finally caught up with him kind of thing. And I love the trope with the way he goes down of his thumb. He gets his thumb shot off on the first hand and then gets shot right through the middle second hand. Just almost like tropes in Westerns, Yes. Either right through the middle of the hand or it's the thumb or your trigger finger.
Yeah. We just watched Tall Tale this year, and that was a big part of that is the Calamity Jane or whatever shot their trigger fingers off.
Yep.
My trigger finger's gone.
My trigger finger's gone. I think, man, Gene to me really shines in this scene as just a great villain, a great bad guy, kind of intimidating and scary. I love his black gloves, the way he takes his jacket off and he's got the 3-piece on. It all works for me in this scene.
Every time I watch a Western, you and I think I brought this up when we did Tombstone. How do they wear such heavy, dark clothing?
Oh my God.
In that climate, it drives me nuts. I'm surely they knew that things could breathe, but I don't know. These people all smelled. That's all that matters. This
isn't my favorite Western by far, and I think our ratings will be different at the end. But man, to me, Gene Hackman in this scene sells his character better than anybody at any point, and maybe other than Eugene. Eugene does a great job of selling being a dirt bag.
Oh yeah, he's
gross. He looks gross. He's nasty. He does a great job of selling being a dirt bag. But man, this and when he does his kind of speech after he kills Cantrell later, I feel like he sells that he embodies the character of like, I run this town and you guys do what I say. And I'm also like in this scene being like, no, dude, I'm the one who killed those people that you say that you killed. And yeah, the Sam Raimi like zoom in. I've now learned that the like zoom in and stuff like that. And the dramatic score throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that takes me to the dinner next.
Okay.
What about you? What's your?
I just went right to the second round. Is my
okay? I put the dinner down because maybe it made me feel kind of dumb on second watch, but I got it a little bit better.
Yeah. I
think it landed like you're saying. Maybe I wasn't distracted or something, but the match case. Mm-hmm. I think this is another scene where while Herod is skinning the apple, but there's something about the combination of what he's saying and actually doing that real time that feels so real. Like that's the way my grandfather would like take his pocket knife out and like around the edge and then slice off a slice like that. That's one of the main reasons I put this dinner scene, because where I have my feelings about Sharon Stone's acting throughout this entire movie. I think Gene carries here in a way that also I didn't realize he clicked his match case to scare her.
Yeah.
I had to that wasn't I told Joseph, I was like, I never kind of figured out why he was clicking that match case at the end. And Joseph had to say like, he didn't have a gun. And I was like, oh, this is why even maybe when you don't want to rewatch things, or like you were saying earlier, you don't want to sit down and watch something that's on the list. It's like, you always get rewarded.
Yeah.
I feel like for the more attention you give stuff.
And I want to say, like, one, credit to Gene Hackman for, acting people just, it's almost like he's in a different movie, but makes this movie so much better than it should be, probably. It was supposed to be. I love that scene, him clicking the it goes into what he is saying to her. Like, I would rather, people like, this is the way that I face my enemies, face on. That way nobody gets me, from behind and anything. And like him, that maybe that's a move he's pulled the whole time. Maybe he did have a feeling about her, like she hates him for some reason, and maybe she wants to kill him. That it's a defense mechanism for him to, click that thing. And
man, the way he delivers talking about his dad making them watch people be hung, and then like until one day he put a bullet and spun the chamber till he blew off the back of his head, like, and laughs while he's saying Gene, R.I.P. He was great, man. He was incredible in this movie.
Yeah, he is. After I watch like more and more Gene Hackman movies, and I have watched several over the years, and some of the stuff that he did earlier, whether it's, even in little things like Superman, where he's playing Lex Luthor, and the Christopher, like, he's so freaking good. He might still be the best Lex Luthor that has ever been cast. And
I think it can be argued for sure.
Yeah. Even in little things, we watched The Firm in 93 when we did the 93 edition of this, and he's easily the best part of that movie.
I was about to say, what's it like? I'm trying to think of a movie he's in that it is not great. Does anything come to mind?
Welcome to Mooseport put him into retirement, but I don't know if he's bad in that movie.
You remember Enemy of the State with Will
Enemy
Smith?
of the State.
Right? Solid. I'm trying to find one that I'd seen that I thought was, Young Frankenstein, Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide we did this year.
Runaway Jury. Everything that I've seen Behind Enemy Lines.
And like he even does comedy stuff really well too. That scene, if you've ever seen Young Frankenstein, where he plays the blind guy that Frankenstein's monster is visiting with, like Gene Hackman plays the straight man in that role, but because he's not doing any of the pratfalls or anything in that, but he's funny. He understands. He gets the bit. He's a good actor, and we'll see him again later this year. Rip, rest in peace, my dude.
Rip,
big rip, big rip,
big rip.
Yeah. So after this, though, after she
round 2
chickens out, we get round 2, and so we're down to 8 contestants, and I have 3. I guess I have 3 concerning our main people. The 3 fights, I guess. Herod versus Cantrell, Lady versus Dread, and then Court versus Spotted Horse, and then there's another one obviously in there somewhere.
Yeah, and what's really important is like before it even begins, I kind of love the one, like I feel like who is it? Henry David? What's that guy's name that plays Cantrell?
Keith David.
Keith David, that's what it is. When he's like, yeah, it's the last one alive now, and he's like, yeah, I was planning on killing you anyway. Like, that's a good little delivery. Man, what a voice from him. What a voice.
Yeah, he's amazing. Cantrell got he had a couple good lines in this movie, just like quick, like one-liners in the background where I was like, yeah, that was good. That was solid. I love that guy. Yeah, Kid and somebody else. I don't know who Kid fought in the second round.
Let's see. So the 8 we've got left are Kid, Eugene, Cantrell, Spotted Horse, Scars, Herod.
Scars.
Yeah, he kills the jail guy. And man, they strip him quick too.
Well, I mean, and most of the time they don't even want to be around him because everybody in the back, because he smells.
I think there's a quote from that too that I wrote down. We'll save it though. We'll save it.
Herod versus Cantrell is good because I honestly kind of like Herod in this scene because, like, acting wise, because he figures it out that Cantrell was bought by the townspeople to kill Herod and free him of this guy. He calls him out, he kills Cantrell, and then gives him a speech. He's like, well, hey, you guys got money to pay for a guy to kill me. Guess I should take more money from you then. Like, and goes down this real evil, like, I'm the bad guy in this, and hey, you messed with me. Here's your gunman. He's dead. Like, this
is my town. If you live to see the dawn, it's because I allow it.
Bad. Awesome.
Yeah, like between this and the calling out of Ace, it's like Gene is just on full blast.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
Court versus Spotted Horse is good too, because he only gets one bullet, and he only gets one bullet, and he doesn't kill Spotted Horse with the first bullet. And this is now after the rules have been changed. So
I told Joseph, I love the Spotted Horse, like the way he, like comes up after being shot, gets shot again, obviously, and then comes up again. Reminded me of like Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When the deck collapses on him and he reaches through. I love that trope of like, one last time, I'm still alive.
It's very it's like it's like wrestling. Like, oh yeah, I can't do it.
I would agree with Chat too, like that the hole in the head with Cantrell, like the full blown like shot on the other side. Almost it really takes away from what a great monologue. Like it's right after that. It's almost so silly that it's like, now we're here with the serious, like Gene Hackman, like they need Gene Hackman to chill out on being so good.
Yeah. I wonder if Sam Raimi gave him much direction at all. I know he's kind of like can be difficult to deal with on the set. And I did read some stories about like, he had to explain to like Gene, like why he wanted him to do a certain, because Gene wouldn't do it if he didn't explain why he needed to do it.
Joseph was listening to that story. I'm pretty sure he saved it and he said he was going to throw it in the Discord. The like story about Gene being like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, no. And like basically Raimi had to earn his respect before he would follow his like kind of notes and stuff.
Yeah, and funny enough, Wes Anderson never got that respect, and they hated each other.
Oh yeah,
They
apparently
hated each
Gene
other.
Hackman was pretty hard to work with.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's great of an actor.
So, and then we've got Lady versus Dredd. I have it listed as Dredd the Molester. Yeah, because
Well, I think this is important too. Just like when Herod changes the rules to last left alive. To me, I thought this was gonna like change the course of the movie because it's like, hey, just kill each other when you feel like it now. You know, like you're mad, just do the thing. Yeah, that's my fourth scene is the killing of Eugene. And rightfully so.
Yeah, oh yeah, rightfully so.
God, is there any better like justice for some like pedophile, rapist asshole than to get shot in the dick?
Oh, I loved it.
Just give me that every movie where there's a pedophile or like there's sexual assault or anything like that. If they all got shot in the dick, it would be just.
And then get killed. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, if you do make it out of this, which you're not going to, you're not going to be able to do the thing that you like to do. So suck it. And then you take away their life, which is awesome too. But this scene almost doesn't feel Raimi to me. Them running at each other and with guns blazing in the rain. That one doesn't really feel
they
like
go from like full fist fighting in the bar to like on opposite ends running at each other. And he's got 2 guns and she's only got 1, and then she shoots him and he dives forward. It's like, did they get this? Must have been like Raimi was out for the weekend, and he was like, shoot this while I'm gone.
Yeah, and it feels like Tarantino a little bit, like Tarantino paying homage to like 70s westerns and things like that, or pre-Matrix again, something very similar. Them running with guns ablazing kind of thing. It just seems so off in this otherwise movie, and I wonder if it's because like this is supposed to take a more serious tone as opposed to some of the other ones that are supposed to be seen as, you know, like Hole in the Head, like as funny as that is, and everything.
The Hole in the Head, like me and Joseph called it the PPV from Spotted Horse. There was a really great shot that looked like a penis point of view. It was like after Spotted Horse was down, it was like a shot from his crotch with his feet out.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Joseph called it the PPV. Yeah, because it was a great shot. This is like the crotch shot.
No, chat. Thank you, Robert Rodriguez, which is essentially like Quentin Tarantino producing Robert Rodriguez just shooting at people and having fun. And that's a great comparison, honestly, to this kind of Western. It does feel very much like Desperado and El Mariachi, both movies that we've watched recently. So great pull on that too. But yeah, this one does seem different than any of the other ones. And I think it's because of just we're supposed to be angrier because of everything that's going on. I do think that we can go to it later. I'm sure we'll come to some of this stuff later. What's your next scene?
Round three, which we're down to Kid versus Herod and Ellen versus Court. Yep.
Tough decisions all around. Who do you want to win?
But I think it, to me, was like, you know, after she asked the kid, like, what kind of ink do you have? I was like, I see where we're headed here. I thought maybe she was going to do something about like
the barrels,
to replicate the barrel, like the writing on the barrels. But as soon as she got shot, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job of like making it seem like she got shot, but it was also, if you know, it's obvious she didn't really get shot.
It's true. It rains a lot there. That's very funny.
He said that when we were watching. He cracked me up. What desert is this for it to rain every fucking day?
He should do stand up.
You gotta do stand up.
Yeah, the Ellen versus Court scene, where Court actually has to shoot her. It comes down to like he's going to shoot them both if one of them doesn't fire, which.
I mean, I guess we gotta mention too. I think Gene also was good, and then we get the Leo that we got from Basketball Diaries and This Boy's Life after he faces it up to his dad.
Yeah,
and the reach up for him.
Does it seem to you? Okay, does it seem to you that this Leo feels younger than This Boy's Life, and although he seems so much younger?
Yeah, and apparently, it makes so much sense when you start looking behind the scenes, like behind the for the fun facts and stuff. It's like pretty much everybody was like, "Yo, he is too young. We cannot use him for this role." And I think after watching it twice, I don't disagree. He is too, when he sleeps with Sharon Stone's character, I'm like,
she's way too old for him, and
way too old for him.
Today, she's too old for him. That's good. That's right.
Yeah, but she also, she coming off of Basic Instinct, she was top dog.
Yeah, I was about to say, her right now is the equivalent of like Sydney Sweeney's fame.
But I also don't think I really think Leo would have been fine without this.
Oh yeah,
I saw some claims that this was the thing that made Leo's career, and I was like, I don't know about that.
I'm
he was already getting
Oscar
nominations.
Yeah, he does what he does in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and it's fine.
Does he get Titanic without The Quick and the Dead?
I don't know if that's true. I'm thinking Basketball Diaries probably gets him a little bit more cred. This Boy's Life definitely put him on the map. And
Growing Pains.
Yeah, and Growing Pains. I think all of those are what did it. I don't know if this movie did it, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think this.
Would you agree this was something that was said during that scene too, is that Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the best on-screen criers of our generation? I am the way he cries in film gets it. I just can't. I can't shield it. It gets in there and makes me feel, because even in this movie, which I would say overall is way style over substance, big time. It's all style and very little substance.
I agree.
And
I agree with
some of the little bit of substance you get is in that moment with Leo.
Yeah.
Man, he is so good at dying. Or it reminded me of him at his mom's door in Basketball.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. I did not like the reach.
I bet that was not his choice.
Now reach for it.
They were like, Leo, stop reaching.
It's like, oh, he's gonna do it. Whatever.
He's gonna reach. I know that bastard's gonna reach. No, I think the combo of seeing that skill I think to me that's an advanced skill, to be in a room full of people and show that kind of emotion. And then he's the household name from Growing Pains. That puts him in Titanic.
Yeah. And Romeo, I think I don't know when Titanic starts filming.
Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet's coming up. And you're talking about good crying. He's a good crier, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh man, that gets me yeah.
Also, one of my favorite smokers in a movie. Romeo and Juliet, Leo, incredible story.
Leo and Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah, Johnny Depp's good. Yeah, I like that. So kid gets killed by Herod, and it's very sad. Even though, because Herod gives him a few outs and says, "Hey, my rules. You can get out of this thing if you want," but he wants respect. I did not like the delivery on that one when he did that. I want his respect. It's okay.
I just want to kill him so he'll respect me.
So he'll respect me finally. So he'll say, that guy I am his dad. He is not a farmer.
As he's dying, he might be like, yeah, you're my kid.
Oh yeah, you're my kid.
You're my kid now that I'm dying.
Now that I'm dead. Yeah. I don't know the motivate. I mean, I get it in like a man way, but like I don't get it in not a
Yeah.
man way. And then what's your what final scene? I guess.
Yeah, I will say that like I did not if I other than round 3 and the explosions and the way they all work it out, like I feel like they really got me. Sam got me with her shooting her dad in the head in the flashback.
Isn't that freaking wild? That was
I
not what I expected.
I could have saved that for my like what the fuck or ridiculous moment, but it was not a what the fuck or ridiculous moment. It was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Like, so maybe the biggest thrill like of the movie. Yeah, like really dark and unnecessary. She could have just missed.
Yeah, it's just like that is if you could miss like that's the worst way you could miss the shot is right into his head.
So good. So like, oh
yeah. I did expect her to shoot him in that spot, but not like that. Just boom. First shot.
Yeah, so that brings it full circle, to where like she hit like I don't know if you didn't rewatch probably. So when she shoots Preacher down, it's 3 shots.
3 shots. Yeah.
Shoots him down, and so she's obviously practiced this since.
Yeah, she's gotten a little better. There's so much other rope to aim at, kid. I was like, what? I just want to know what she was aiming at. Like, little girl, I know you're not going to be good at this, but like, what were you looking at? I have to know. Because
maybe start with the first bullet like a little high.
Yeah, like if you aimed into the air, great. Like
but that's maybe his fault. Is start high, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Start high.
She definitely needed some more coaching from Dad before she pulled that trigger.
Man, the way Gene Hackman's laughing in the background while it's all going on is great. Like you got it. Like the bad guys win the acting game in this movie for sure.
Yeah, and then so she kills him, and he gets her, but she shoots him and hits him.
And then she's so mad, and she's been so mad this whole time that her bullet knocks him off his feet and flips him in the air. All that hatred from making me shoot my dad in the head now comes out when I shoot you so hard that it flips you.
Get flipped, I guess, like...
Hashtag get flipped.
Get flipped, baby.
I hate Andrew Lloyd Webber. I hate Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's one of my favorite things to do during this is just to like get the one-liners and just hashtag. Oh man. Get flipped.
Get flipped, guys. Who is your favorite character in this?
Herod, man. I think he's a great dictator of redemption.
Yeah.
The dictator, the tyrant of redemption. Scene stealer, though, the blind kid.
Oh, you like the blind kid?
I like the blind kid. I thought he could have used some more time. I think they could have. I
think we missed out on a lot of interesting stories with the townspeople and like the other people. Yeah.
When Leo comes to tell the lady, but she's leaving, which is so dumb too, because she like rides off a little ways and then hears a bullet get shot and just turns right around, comes back. But Leo comes to stop her and is like, "I like you, don't leave." I think that could have been the blind kid.
Oh yeah, instead of
I don't think Leo being like, "But I like you." While he like goes and kisses this redhead every time he wins.
His fiance. Did you notice that?
Yeah. And then like kisses her multiple times throughout the movie, sleeps with her, and yeah.
I got a question for you because I'm not sure we watched the same cut of The Quick and the Dead. Was there a sex scene between Sharon Stone and Russell Crowe in your movie?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so I definitely watched it, and there is a sex scene between them because I saw boobies in this.
Well, there you do see her boobies like when she's getting out of bed at Leo's place. But I saw somebody saying something about the completely unnecessary sex scene between Russell Crowe and Sharon Stone on Letterboxd, and I was like, they're trolling. Ha ha ha.
No, I definitely watched that version, and it doesn't do anything for the movie. So
When is like at what he's chained up the whole fucking time.
she takes him. Okay, so it's after. I want to say it's the night before they have to go up against each other.
Okay.
And he's in like one of the guys, like the bad guy saloon rooms or something with him. And she just comes in there and takes him from him and then slams him up against the wall and has sex with it. Well, she goes down on him first. You actually see him. It is so weird.
That is a dirty dong, boy.
Oh, I don't think there's any clean genitalia in the wild.
Hey man, you can take a bath. They got bathtubs.
They do, but they're gross. Everybody's gross in this. They're wearing a lot of leather. It's hot. It rains. Oh, he is still handcuffed during the whole thing.
Oh, now I'm in.
Kinky. I forgot about that part. No, Herod is definitely my favorite character in this.
Oh man, Gene's so good.
He's so good, man. Favorite quotes. I didn't have a ton of quotes that I was like, oh yeah, that's a real good one. I did have
a ton.
What do you got?
Yeah. Understand this. There is nothing on this earth that frightens me now. Nothing. And that's during the dinner. That's one of the reasons I had that as one of my scenes is like that. The delivery of that line, it maybe didn't give me full goosebumpies, but a little bit of just like him talking about like, yeah, you have a gun pointed at me under the table, but my dad, I grew up watching people get hung.
Yeah.
I watched my dad blow the back of his head off. Nothing scares me. Like I think that's a like writing, screenplay, actor combo right there of that delivery of that quote, man. That's one of my favorites. As soon as the rain stops, I'm gonna make an example out of you. And they like laugh.
That is the thing always about Gene Hackman though, is like he can be a dick and even like a really likable dick that you're supposed to root for in Royal Tenenbaums, but like even when he is a bad guy in Crimson Tide, this movie, The Firm, like he is so charming.
Charming, yes.
It like I found, but like there was a time watching this movie last night where I was like, I get it. If a woman ever said to me like, yeah, I'd have sex with the Gene Hackman, I'd be like, oh, I get it. Like,
me too.
Dude's got Riz. Like, he's out of control.
Yeah.
Dude's got Riz. I kiss
him on the mouth.
Ladies, like, you want it? Go for
kiss
it.
Kiss him on the mouth. It's dirty desert.
That's so funny.
Man, that was one of the let's see. Gene Hackman, like Herod, most of my quotes are Herod. I didn't even realize that.
I have a couple others that aren't. I have some from Kid that I like. Where Kid, after he beats the Swede, he goes, "Am I fast, or is Sweden just a very small place?" I just love how cocky he is. Like, I think Leo does a good job at the cockiness.
Very good.
Excels at the cockiness. He also, when he's trying to like hit on Sharon Stone's character in this, he says, "I'm so damn fast I can wake up at the crack of dawn, rob 2 banks, a train, and a stagecoach, shoot the tail feathers off a duck's ass at 300 feet, and still be back in bed before you wake up next to me." I was like, he's got Riz too.
Young Leo,
man.
When they kill Scars, they're the guys that are dragging him off say, "We're gonna have to bury this old man deep. He's teaked something awful."
Yeah.
That's
one of my biggest laughs is how stinky Scars is every time somebody refers to how smelly he is. I love that.
One of my biggest laughs is just Gene Hackman. There's one point, I forget after which fight it is, he just walks out, and Joseph was really the one who pointed it out to me. I think it's something you could easily miss without subtitles. He walks out and he's like, "Applauso." He's telling everybody to applaud. And because it's a Hispanic crowd, he's like, applauso. And everybody starts clapping. And then when he walks out, he's like, basta, which means stop it.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. No.
Yeah, applauso.
Yeah, mine did not have the subtitles. That would have been helpful on some of this stuff. Is Stinky Pete the action figure for Scars? Maybe. That's a good pull.
Yep. Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete, man. You gotta watch out for that. We got a Toy Story 2 fan in here. Get him out quick. I like Cantrell when he's announcing his name. He says Sergeant Cantrell, and the guy says, "How do you spell that?" And he says, "Correctly." Correctly. I love that.
And then right after that, I think that's the part where he's like ass to ass.
No, I think that's from a different.
Different movie. Different movie.
Different movie.
Sorry, I'm confusing.
Terrible. What else you got?
The Mr. Home Alone, Mr. Shovel Man from Home Alone is like, there are good people here. They're just cowards like me.
That's good. I got a Herod quote where he says, like I always say, put a fox in the hen house and you have chicken for dinner every time. I know that's such like a silly thing or line, but
like a dad thing to say.
Yeah,
I love it though. I wrote it down too. That was one of my favorites.
I just like the way he says it. I was like, ooh, that's
delivery is great. Man, right after he says there are good people here, they're just cowards like me. He also says she's like crying and upset, and she's like, I'm scared of dying. And he says, you've been dead since it happened. You're more scared of living. Oof. And the delivery of there are good people here, they're just cowards like me, and that line like really make that Mr. Home Alone shine.
He deserves to be in a Western for like ever.
Yeah,
he's got real Western vibe. He's good in this.
Even when they made him younger and like the flashbacks, he looked good for the Western vibes.
I'd be curious what he did if he did a lot of Westerns when he was younger, like in the 50s and 60s and stuff. I bet he was in a lot of Westerns if had been acting long. You have any other quotes?
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't have any more either. If anybody else has some, please put them in the chat. So biggest laugh, cry, scare, or thrill. What moment packed the biggest emotional punch for you?
Man, I think that the just sneak up. You may not even laughed at it. The sneak up, like laugh out loud moment of the movie is I think it's when the lady wins her first duel.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back and remember who it was with, but the young girl that's the innkeeper's daughter runs up to her and she's like, "You're great," and she goes, "Grow up."
Yes, I love that.
And that just punched me in my funny bone because it was like, what? Why?
I tell Alyssa that every day. She never listens.
She's like, "Cody, you're so great. Oh, I love you so much." And you're like, grow up. Grow up.
Grow up. Come on.
I think the hole in Cantrell's head, that like that shot, and then when she shot her dad in the head, were all like my biggest moments. Get real.
Kid dying, like besides the reach, like I like when he's like, "Did I get him?" And she's like, "Yeah, you sure did, kid." And he's like, "Is he dead?" And she doesn't answer him. I was like, "Oh, that's."
Then he walks up on him. Yeah.
I just love the preacher or the doctor in that scene. He just comes up, doesn't even go to look at. He's just like,
yeah, that's a bad spot to get shot.
Yeah, you don't want to get shot there. All right, let's move on to our WTF ridiculous moments. What do you think?
But in a good way is the behind the back rifle shot into
that was cool.
Double cross on the roofs combo was pretty badass. Ridiculous in the best way.
Yeah. And I think that helps us know like how good Russell Crowe really was going to be, like that he is that good. That
plus the backflip when Herod finally gets she hits him with
Oh,
the
yeah.
kill shot, and it's like, "Gah." Backflip, lands face down. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
he
think-
did have a broken hand too. I forgot about
Mhm.
that part. Bummer.
Yeah, even with the broken hand, hits the cross the roof shots.
He's good. He
Yeah.
changed the rules. He wanted to make it fair.
Want to make it fair.
Whatever.
What about you?
The only other thing I said was like that I both like and hate the rain fight scene. Like I like that scene, but I also hate that scene. Like
Yes.
I think it's silly and not in the way it's intended to look, because I do think that they were trying for a different, like more serious moment in this movie, and I do not think it came across.
Them running each other is laughable.
And she looks bad running.
Yeah,
with the gun. Like, yeah, that looked bad to me. I did not like that.
Agreed.
Best music moment for you? Score. The score was done by Alan Silvestri. Pretty popular guy. Oh, wow.
It's big. It's dramatic. It throughout, but I think the most standout music moment for me as the movie concludes and she goes to ride out into the sunset.
Yeah.
We get that classic, like the whistle and the crack of the whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the music moment that I was like, well, and that is how you close out a Western right there.
Yeah, she just rides off into the sunset. It's very Ennio Morricone is the guy that did like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He does that score, that famous score that we all know from every Western ever. Obviously, Alan Silvestri's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do exactly that. And then I'm just going to put even bigger brass behind it, and it's going to be great.
Man, the music during the other moment, the music is just so over the top. It reminded me, like the last thing, and I know you love this movie, so don't be mad at me. Challengers,
Yeah.
being like the techno being so like just the mixing of the movie alone, I was like, yeah, that was loud. That final stare down between Herod and Court. The music is just.
It is very Brad's heavy.
And they're just like standing there. But yeah, great score, big. But that's how you close out a Western right there.
Yeah. Can you tell, even though this is a Western, can you tell this is the same guy that came up with the Back to the Future? Dun, dun, dun.
Natalia came down while I was watching and was like, that sounded like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the same vein that we talk about directors and things, score is very similar to
connecting the dots.
You can be like, oh, that sounds like it could be a John Williams one, or this one sounds like an Alan Silvestri. They all have their little things, and usually Williams and Silvestri are a lot of, Williams and Silvestri are very similar, but you can tell, like the way she pulled that, like, oh, is this sounds like Back to the Future? Yeah, good.
Yeah, because I think we all have something like we start with and use as like the guide for writing music, and that should be heard throughout, you know. So yeah, great music. All right,
I have an F, Marry, Kill to play if you want. It really depends on if you've seen one of these movies or not. So I'm gonna give you 3 characters, and you'll choose which ones you want to F, marry, or kill. It's Lady, the bride from Kill Bill, and then the girl from Promising Young Woman. Have you seen Promising Young Woman?
I haven't seen Promising Young Woman.
That's okay. We can just do Lady. That movie is about getting revenge on boys that are not good people. So another
Carey Mulligan.
Carey Mulligan is the Promising Young Woman.
Ooh, does she have the like pink and blue hair throughout?
No, she does not have the pink and blue hair throughout. That's just one of
like crazy rainbow hair.
That's a costume that she has.
I was about to say, because if that's a constant thing, that's a big selling.
Great pool, Keith David.
Oh, that's good.
I was trying to think of other like women revenge movies.
So Uma Thurman, The Bride,
Yeah.
right? Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman,
Yeah.
and
I will tell you that Promising Young Woman, she is not an action star. Like there's no action in that movie. So if that helps.
so I'm going with Mary the Bride because she's
Yeah.
gonna just protect me, man.
And she's already down for commitment.
Yeah, she has. I'm not big. I actually don't like feet much, but I do remember from Kill Bill that Uma Thurman, if that was her feet, she has very nice feet.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause there's a long scene where she's trying to wake up her legs.
mhm.
She has very nice feet. I think Uma Thurman's beautiful too. All three are beautiful women. But I think I marry her for the protection. That's a
Yeah.
dangerous time, man. And she's a survivor. I think we can make it through a lot together. I think that Sharon Stone of the three is
I'm sorry.
not my cup of tea. Like
Yeah.
I don't love her acting. I think she's the least attractive. And especially in like the cowboy gear, and like we were saying, nobody's clean in this time. Even in the short looking of The Promising Young Woman, she looked pretty clean.
Yeah, it takes
So I think I fuck Carey Mulligan from that, and then I kill the lady because she had also the plot hole, right? Is she's never killed anybody, but she's good with a gun. Like she's quick draw McGraw with the
she's
gun.
just been practicing on ropes for the longest time. Like that's been her only thing.
It's just like she's got her dad's skull just hanging.
Don't hit that skull.
Yeah, but yeah, Mary the Bride, Carey Mulligan and Promising Young Women, and get rid of the lady.
I think
Sharon
I agree
Stone
with
is not
you.
my favorite.
I think I agree with you even more because I watched the extended version of this with the 16, and I don't
So you've
understand.
seen what it's like.
Yeah, I've seen what it's like. I've got some notes. No, no.
Also, the lady sleeps around a lot. You know, like I can't marry her. I could maybe jump in line with everybody else, but I don't know that I can marry somebody that's just gonna bang a kid because she got too drunk and lost a game of poker.
I think I marry. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'm definitely kill with it, and I marry the bride as well. Protection, longevity, like commitment. Yeah, it's there. Carey Mulligan, she's got some. If you ever see the movie, you'll understand. It's good movie. Good movie. All right. Who do you think delivered? I think I know. Who do you think delivered the standout performance?
Rip, Mr. Gene Hackman.
Yeah, he's on another plane. Like just like.
I do think Leo's moment, like you said, take away the reach. Like we see that moment of why Leo became who he is today.
Yeah,
for sure.
It gives me like Tom Holland crying vibes, you know, from
it. Man, it just cuts through. Like I can be like a little even detached from your character, but it's almost like I'm watching not your character, but Leonardo DiCaprio be really sad.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. If you could recast lead roles in this movie, whether it's in 95 or if you could do it in 2025, who would you choose?
It's so funny that you put out the F, Marry, Kill that you did because I chose for the 95 recast for Sharon Stone. I did Uma Thurman or Michelle Pfeiffer.
I thought about Uma Thurman really a lot. I was like,
I'd be interested to see her like after doing the like kung fu side of things to do like a pretty serious Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Uma Thurman because the whole time during this movie I was like, what's the time frame in this movie? I'm pretty sure Sharon Stone's like mid-30s. Not saying that's old, but like old in relation to the story. If we're talking about a little girl, has she waited 25 years to do this revenge
Shooting at that rope for 25 years.
Shooting at the rope for 25 years trying to get it right. So like I like the Uma Thurman because she's like a little bit younger and I think that makes more sense to me. So I like that.
Who'd you have? What about the Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer? I think she could play this maybe a little darker than Sharon Stone hit.
I picked a Diane Lane or Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Jodie's a good pick.
I like Jodie, especially like we've seen Jodie in the Wild West in Maverick. That was the other Western movie that we did. Is Maverick, and I love her in that. She could obviously pull off some more comedy than Sharon Stone can, but I think she could do obviously Jodie Foster.
What makes you think Diane Lane? Is there something?
I don't know. There's something about Diane Lane's look that is, I don't know, gives me a little bit more like she's obviously gorgeous, but like she could also be really gorgeous in a Western like 1880s kind of vibe.
I agree. I see it. I think I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if like Sharon Stone, the blonde, like bombshell from all these, like really gives me that vibe. Especially casting Sharon Stone is weird to me, but whatever.
I think it's an annual attorney sponsored by Wells Fargo. They even say Wells Fargo in the movie.
Oh yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
The chat says, "Do we think this is an annual attorney?"
Oh, an annual attorney. Yeah, sponsored by Wells Fargo. Yeah, sorry, I did not keep up with that chat. Did you cast anybody else 95 in the?
Anthony Hopkins for Herod.
Okay, I like that. I didn't cast anybody for Herod because I love Gene Hackman in this so much.
Oh yeah, hard to touch, but I thought if anybody could do an Anthony Hopkins, he's a great bad guy.
That's a good pull.
I swear he's in like a. Is he in any Western that you can off the top of your head?
He's in Westworld. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I got Christian Bale and Michael Shannon.
For the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Christian Bale as the kid.
Young Christian Bale or young Michael Shannon. I've got Idris Elba, Hugh Jackman, or Johnny Depp for Court.
For Court, I had Viggo Mortensen, young Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, good one, man. That's an Appaloosa. He's Appaloosa,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He's got a face that is like. That's one thing I like about this movie is like, for the most part, everybody looks like pretty rough and rugged and like.
Yeah, you saying that makes me think Ed Harris could do.
Ooh,
Herod.
Ed Harris is a good pull. That's a
You saying Viggo makes me think Appaloosa, which makes me think Ed Harris could probably, especially a younger.
Yeah. Who did I just think of after you said that? Gosh. It'll come to me. Another older actor, Robert Duvall. He'd be a good. Yeah. I love Robert Duvall.
I was even also thinking Michael Caine, like as a bad guy. I would love to see him as like a
bad guy.
When I think of him, I think Alfred.
Who's Cantrell? Oh, Cantrell's mustache. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. True.
Real or fake?
Oh man, if that's real,
that'd be skill.
If that's real, that's skill. Hashtag if that's real, that's skill.
2025, did you do a recast for 2025?
I did. I want to see Florence Pugh.
Okay, that's very similar to who I picked for Lady.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Jennifer Lawrence or Jodie Comer. Jodie Comer is awesome, but yeah.
I think we make a remake of The Quick and the Dead, and we use the Olsen twins, and we rewrite like the ending, we prestige it where it's been the two of them the whole time. So instead of her, like, she does fake her death, but in the reveal, we find out it's the Olsen twins.
It's just like a prestige Parent Trap situation, but with guns.
You get me, man. You get me.
I love that rewrite.
I think also Aubrey Plaza.
Okay, she could do it. She's getting a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm. I'd be interested.
I need somebody not because like. The equivalent, and I said this to Alyssa, the equivalent today, if we were to do this, is, I'm going to throw Sydney Sweeney in this as Lady.
Yeah.
Like, that is the equivalent. of this, and I don't want that at all.
I
Who else?
also think Maya, my hawk from Stranger Things.
She could do it.
Yeah, I like her. And I think it'd be cool to see her in a Western.
Amanda Seyfried's she's already in a Western. It's called A Million Ways to Die in the West, one of the greatest Westerns of all time, starring Seth MacFarlane. And her eyes are too big. That's why. What else?
I've got Russell Crowe returning to reprise his role.
The same role.
No. Sorry, not reprise. To play Herod.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Man, you and Joseph, I've got to give Joseph credit for that. Joseph was the one who brought that up. Russell Crowe. I'd like to see. I'm gonna bring up Idris again. I think he'd make a good Herod. Walton Goggins.
Oh yeah, he'd be. But Walton Goggins too would play such a good
sillier version of it.
Or like just one of the other shit-heeled kind of guys that are in the tournament, like one of those guys. Like even Ace, he could be a good Ace.
You know why that is? Why your brain goes there? Hateful Eight, right?
Hateful Eight, yeah.
Yep. Anybody in that movie.
Yeah, anybody in Hateful Eight could be in this movie. Ace,
yeah. You could just replace the cast with the Hateful Eight.
Yeah, I did Russell Crowe as Herod. I did Oscar Isaac as Court.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm excited for him in, what does it come out? Frankenstein?
Frankenstein, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
Big Oscar Isaac guy. Did you have anybody else? You recast anybody else?
For Leo, I've got Caleb McLaughlin, which is the kid from Stranger. Man, anytime we get into kids and young actors,
it's hard.
Stranger Things.
And you want to cast somebody.
He could be a good, like he's looking old enough now that I think he could be a cocky, showboaty. And if Idris was Herod.
Ooh, I like the pairing there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Obviously, I think Chalamet could do it. He's the young Leo right now.
Yeah, but he's almost too old for the part.
Well, I think that could be good.
Yeah.
Because Leo was too young for the part.
And I guess it makes sense. Like the kid, if you think about Billy the Kid, it's because he had a baby face. Yeah, it makes sense. I like that.
And then I think one level older for Court, maybe Daniel Radcliffe. He's got that innocence. Throw Harry Potter in there as the preacher.
It's so funny because Alyssa and I said that to Alyssa, and she goes, "You only think that because he plays a preacher in this show called She's talking to me about that, not you. What is it called? Miracle Workers. And
okay.
Third season of that show, he plays a preacher on the Oregon Trail.
Perfect.
Yeah, he would be a great, And
he also plays a dead body in a movie. So
he's played a dead body. He also has played in a movie where he has guns attached to his hands.
We got to get him in the remake of The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah, he's got to be in there.
I already brought him up. I thought Tom Holland could be a good Court as well.
Yeah, he would be a good Court.
Just the innocent
guy. A good kid too.
The Sweet Boys.
The Sweet Boys. Yeah, he could be the kid too. I think so. I like that. All right, fun facts about the film that you learned about.
Wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah,
this is like maybe of all the movies we've done, I kind of like. Everything I looked at was like, oh my God, Sharon Stone was in charge. And that was like mainly what it revolved around.
She was a big star at this point, and she was a lot of decision making went through Sharon Stone. So Sam Raimi gets this job because of Sharon Stone. She was given a list of approved directors, and she said, Sam Raimi, I want to work with him because she liked the movie Army of Darkness.
And apparently, Leo got the job because of her.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe got the job because of her. And then Gene Hackman didn't really want to do it because he was coming off of a Western and being a villain, but he was impressed with the script. So this kind of stumbled together. And mainly, I mean, Sharon Stone gets a lot of credit. Apparently, she paid part of Leo's salary. That was the number one fun fact for this movie is that Leo doesn't get paid fully if it's not for Sharon Stone. So that's cool. And Russell Crowe was it was his first big Hollywood role.
Mm-hmm.
So Shout out to Sharon Stone for helping those two now huge actors
Yeah.
get there.
Oscar award winners: Leo, Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman. Sharon Stone was nominated. I think Lance Henriksen might have been nominated as well.
And we've talked about it before. That original Gladiator is one of the first R-rated movies I was allowed to watch, and still to this day stands out. I'd have to rewatch it. It stands out in my head as like a solid film.
Yeah, I'd like to rewatch it. That'd be fun. Be a nice little rewatch thing. Okay, the scene where Gene Hackman slaps Sharon Stone with his glove.
With the gloves.
Wasn't in the script. He just did that.
You can kind of tell that
her reaction is very real in that. He just smacks her.
Man, that'd be fun to do as an actor. Just like do things that are not in the script. Yeah.
It's so messed up. So messed up.
Yeah.
You already said the thing about let's see. Gene Hackman actually was the fastest draw on the set. Because he wasn't in the movie as much. Like, he has a lot fewer scenes than the other three actors, the bigger actors in this. He actually had more opportunity to work on his quick draw, and so he was the fastest.
Man, all of their gun work was good. Russell Crowe, Leo, Gene, like they're all of their especially Russell Crowe, like that when they first throw him that $5 pistol. And he kind of catches it and does
his thing. Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah. It was pretty good. They did good work on that. So I don't know if you noticed this. I didn't notice it until the end of the movie. Sharon Stone has a scar on her neck. Mm-hmm. That is a real life scar from her childhood. And
I thought it was for the movie.
No, it's from. She told him not to cover it up because it would give him more of a Western feel. Like, she was like, "Nah, don't worry about it. Leave my scar in this."
Sharon Stone is not my favorite actress, but she seems pretty cool.
Yeah, like I'm like, man, if she were a producer, I'd want to do it every movie that she was in. Like, she's got a good eye.
Cool.
Seems cool. Body count 18 people supposedly. I didn't count them all, but 18 was what I came with.
Russell Crowe had to get a dialect coach because his Australian accent
was so thick.
And then Raimi and Hackman clashed at the beginning.
Of course,
had to be earned with Mr. Gene Hackman. But it sounds like it's one of those things that, like, kind of once you get over that hump with some people, your relationship ends up being stronger than it normally would.
Yeah. And I think, like, once he saw the reasons and stuff, like, you got his respect. I don't always love actors like that, but sometimes they're the best actors, unfortunately. So, Like a Fine Wine and Dish, if you compare this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
I got a handful here. I got Dodgeball.
Tournament.
Saw.
I love it.
Death Becomes Her.
Okay.
Because he has the hole in her stomach the whole stomach. Movie, and then that Meryl Streep is all twisted around.
Yeah.
Appaloosa.
Okay.
A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. And 3:10 to Yuma.
Oh, I love 3:10 to Yuma. That's one of my favorite, like, Western.
Appaloosa and 3:10 to Yuma with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale.
Yes.
Are my favorite modern Westerns that I've seen.
3:10 to Yuma is so good. And more people don't talk about that movie. That movie's good.
Yeah, it is.
Love that. Anything else?
Young Guns. Have you seen Young Guns?
I've seen Young Guns.
I haven't seen that one.
Young Guns. I said Kill Bill. We watched Bad Girls. I think last year or the year before. It's just about women in the old West. True Grit. The remake, the Coen Brothers one. A little bit of a revenge movie there, and then Unforgiven for Gene Hackman, bad guy. So those are mine. On a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to rewatch this movie?
Man, yesterday it was a 2.
Yeah.
Today it's a 3.
Oh, okay.
It's this weird thing where like I had Joseph not been here and I was just breezing through it but because I watched most of it, I'd recommend, like I said at the beginning, I'd recommend it to somebody who hasn't seen it with the proper context of like it's kind of like a silly spaghetti western. Like my expectations made the first viewing a little foggy because I was expecting something more straightforward, like something more 310 to Yuma, not giant bullet holes in people's heads.
Yeah. So it's a little silly.
It is dude. It is very silly.
Very silly,
I feel like the first thing she says to the guy she's chaining, I wish I could remember. Whenever she's chaining, like, whatever she says, when she throws Russell Crowe the badge at the end, the law is returned to town, and Joseph was like, "You just blew the whole place up."
Yeah, there is no town here, so
rebuild this whole town. You're the boss. Yeah, so definitely a bump up in rewatchability and like overall after second watch, which I was thankful to do when I wouldn't have.
Yeah. I did give it a 2 on rewatchability, and then my overall rating, I gave it a 3.
I think it's a 3, right in the middle for me.
I almost went with a 2.5.
It is. This is a 2.5 movie, without Gene being so great. To me, he's what really. Russell Crowe's not bad. Leo's not bad. Sharon Stone is just as bad as she is in Casino, in my opinion.
I think she's so much better in Casino, but I did not love her in this movie at all.
Yeah, didn't love it. But Gene is so good that it pulls up like the acting to a 3 for me. Which then the music's good. Is it? This is one of the first movies where, other than Challengers, which I also mentioned already, which is like the music is great, but is it fitting?
Yeah. Is it too much? Too much, yeah.
But then also with the intro to Hey Dude ending this movie.
Hey Dude.
Yeah, they might as well have thrown that on. It was perfect. That bumps it up to a 3 too.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd lean down a little bit. I think it was tight. If they had drugged this to 2 hours, it would be a 2-star movie for me.
I do think I talked about wanting to get to know more of the storyline or backstories of some of the other people. I don't think that makes this a better movie. I kind of like the I also think that I watched the wrong version because I did watch that unedited version with the extra scene. I do think that ruined it a little bit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Her having this random sex scene with this guy that she obviously hated at one point during this movie. I'd be curious to see what they look like back to back with the version I have in the edited version, see if I come out liking it a little bit better. So I gave it a 3. A little bit of nostalgia in there, a little bit of the love for Raimi, a little silliness that I love too. Some Gene Hackman just blowing everybody else out of the water.
We said it about another one recently where it's talking to you, somebody who's a fan of Sam Raimi. Open in your mind and stuff like that. I can easily be swayed to a 3.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 3.5.
Yeah. So the things that make this movie weird and goofy.
I talked to Demin about this and I get swayed to a 3.5 easy because because of what you said earlier. What was the intent and did they deliver?
Yeah.
Right? Were those the two things?
Yeah. What was their intent behind it? And then what was my reaction in relation to that intention? Did I react appropriately to the moments that I was supposed to?
And now I know more about Sam Raimi and know that this was I didn't know what a spaghetti western was. If you would have asked me 3 days ago, what is a spaghetti western? I wouldn't have known.
And you probably have seen several spaghetti westerns
Mhm.
without even knowing. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is the
Yep.
king of a spaghetti western, the Italian westerns. So, yeah.
So I'm learning, but at the same time, I can really appreciate the like weird, goofy, the Sam Raimi shots. I think for me, my favorite shots in this movie where again the cinematography and editing gets kind of like the bullshit like CGI'd sunset early on is so bad, but then when everything's exploding and all that like covers up the camera,
Yeah.
that's really unique. I think everything can be swayed to the positive when you're like sit down to have a conversation about it, but I think the initial reaction for me was more of a 2.
And that's kind of like you're talking about the cutting and editing and stuff. That's one of the reasons why I was so like, I liked that scene where it cuts to them running at each other in the rain, shooting at each other. I love that cut that goes from them doing that right to them running in the rain at each other. I love that cut. To that, I just hated the execution of the scene that we cut to.
Agreed.
So, yeah. Well, Steven, I think we've come to a consensus again. We're nailing it this year, I think. So thank you again for doing that. Before we wrap up, I know you had a vacation, but has there been anything that you would recommend or that you've listened to or read or anything that you would recommend?
You and I briefly talked about Weapons.
Yeah.
I liked Weapons overall. It felt kind of like Sinners, right? Like I really thought it was a great movie. There was just one moment in it, and I got so validated by the internet these last couple of days because I scrolled into a video which was that gun floating in the sky, and the caption was like the most offensive scene in any movie of 2025. And it wasn't offensive; it was like the most upsetting or something because I had that. Is the snake in Sinners? It was just like, no. You've messed up this moment has removed me from this fantastic movie. I don't like Seven, like kind of gross thrillery movies. I don't like horror, scary movies. The reason I haven't seen the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah.
I don't pursue that kind of thing. Even during October, I'm going to watch the silly shit like Saw.
That real whimsical romp Saw.
Oh yeah, that lighthearted. It's like it to me. Saw is Final Destination. Like what's the silly ways we can kill people?
Well, then you'll like Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
If you're into that, then you'll like Sam Raimi. He goes hard. And how can we make this as ridiculous as possible?
That's all I got there. Other than my number one all the time, I'll say it 100,000 times just in case somebody doesn't know and hasn't been convinced yet. If you are not watching the Great British Baking Show, you are wasting your life.
Recommend that 100%. That is
season in particular. This current season that is unfolding is wonderful.
Are you caught up?
I am caught up, and I was so sad at the end of this most recent episode. Boy,
I've only watched 3 seasons of this show. I cried at the end of that episode, and they made me cry, and I did not appreciate how they made me cry. Like I did not like. I
appreciated it. They do such a guy like the casting. They need an award for finding these people because like. Those finalists that we have had over the last couple of weeks are like, man, I just want to hang out with those people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you guys teach like the 4 of you, 5 of you, 6 of you teach a baking class, and I want to attend.
I told Alyssa today, I was like, I just want to be on the Great British Baking Show just because I'll get like 8 good friends out of the deal.
Yeah, right.
I could be the first one out, but I guarantee I'll still be friends with all those people. Like,
yep.
What a cool thing.
Just invite me back for like a holiday episode.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's great. Great recommendation. Definitely on my list of recommendations to add to. I watched an anime movie that's considered one of the best. It's called Perfect Blue. I gave it 5 stars. I loved that movie. We just watched Ghost in the Shell, and I didn't love that movie. So this was kind of like, oh, I do, I like that movie a lot. Would recommend.
I need stuff like that because there's just a big chunk of my brain that's like, ooh, I'm going to talk about hot take. It's just, anime's bad.
I mean,
it's just bad, man. It's called that because it's bad. That's like what it means in Japanese or something. Anime means bad. I just have seen so little that I've enjoyed, but then certain things, man, like I never would have guessed Avatar.
Yeah, but that's your way in.
I knew Joseph was not gonna like that.
Yeah, I get it though. Like, there's not a lot of anime out there that I'm like claiming, and people love like one of the biggest movies in the country right now is an anime film, Chainsaw Man. Like, I don't get it, but people love it and they get it. And so when I am able to find things, whether it's through Miyazaki or Avatar, or all those things, a gateway in, I like that. And I feel like, okay, I get a little bit of what you guys are talking about. So I watched that. And then I also watched the HBO show that just came out, Welcome to Derry. Continuation of it. Yeah. And that show goes, if you don't like horror, don't watch it, obviously. This show goes hard into some very messed up places. Like, and there's some like weird looking CGI. If you've seen it, it's about the same level of CGI. And
man, just the clown and kids dynamic the whole time. It's a bad place to start.
Yeah, there's some crazy scenes in this show though, and I've been really enjoying it. So
you watching The Chair Company?
I have watched the first episode. I have not watched the next ones.
There's 3 out. Number 4 comes out tonight, so I'm gonna need you to catch up because that's for his people, because I feel like with every episode it gets weirder.
Okay.
With every episode we're getting more like, I think you should leave.
Okay, good. I like that because it pulls it away from like the reality, which is something that I really struggled with like friendship a little bit. It was like, how is he functioning really around? Like, he is awful. And he is a real person that I'm supposed to believe lives in our world. And I think You Should Leave eliminates that. Like, it's like none of this is real. So I'm glad to hear it gets crazier and just crazier. So I'll get it. I'll catch up. I will. And if you want to know more about that and more information, you can join us in our Discord server. We're always talking about movies in there. You're also welcome to follow us on Instagram. That's where I announce new streams and things like that, and check out our accounts on Letterboxd. Click on the link tree and you can find all that. Next Sunday, we are sticking with our theme of something for everyone, and our next movie is kind of a horror movie. It's called Species. So it's like a sexy alien femme fatale. It's going to be crazy. So look forward to Species next week. And we did just start a new extra credit theme for this month. There's only 3 movies to watch. It's the theme is let's talk about your family. We're going to be watching the movie My Family, or Mi Familia, Bye Bye Love, and Home for the Holidays, and that'll be on Wednesday, November 26th. I guess that's the day before Thanksgiving, so we'll see about that. And then I guess that's it. So thanks everybody, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on 52/1995.
Sexy aliens.
What a year, what a time. Big screens, dreams, and movie rewind. From talking toys to heists gone wrong, we're watching it live and singing along. 52/1995. Grab some snacks, we're going live. Action snow. One movie a week, all year long. Let's roll the tape.